Hello, wise women. It's Emily here from Wise Woman Witchery, and we are continuing our series of fabulous women small business owners for November. And I'm here today with Ash. She owns Gems of Meliae. And if you have not checked out her stuff or seen her on Instagram or Facebook or out there in the world, oh man, you are missing out. So I'm going to introduce you to her and we will talk about what she has created. I'm making her
You
blush.
flatter me.
Yeah, and maybe she'll share some of her treasures with us. So hi, Ash. How's it going?
Pretty fantastic, but it's, a rainy day here, so, definitely like chill vibes.
Yeah.
Over here. Yeah.
Cozying up. I know you got a cat. You're like,
I do. He's purring away and, he'd really like me to shut it off and take a nap, but, yeah. Yes, I'm talking about you. This is my boy.
Oh,
yes,
so
my
handsome.
Boy. He likes to photobomb my pictures for each shop update.
Yes,
He's
well,
a crystal cat. Yeah.
That means he's doing his job.
He is. He puts a lot of input into his position, takes it very seriously.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
So Ash, can you tell me a little bit about how you came? Well, first tell me about what you're making. What are your creations?
Well, I work with gemstones, and I've always loved stones my entire life, and just recently in the past, I want to say like 5 years, it just became something that I was more and more drawn to. And so I put metal around stones, that's pretty much what I do. I try and I intuitively select stone combinations, or just put them by themselves if like the energy of that one stone speaks for itself, and make it into stuff.
And how are you using metal? Like, I mean, I see all these creations you do. What metal are you using and how do you put them together?
It's a stained glass method called the Tiffany technique. You line the stone wherever you want there to be metal in copper foil, and then you apply silver solder over it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks really kind of rustic, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's
ancient, definitely going for that, like, been around for a while vibe, even though it's, brand new.
Yeah, it works. And I wondered how you did it. So that's fascinating.
Yes. And yeah.
Is it a lot? Do you have to do a lot of detail work?
Yeah. I try not to do a whole lot of detail with the actual metal because I like the stones to speak for themselves. But I try new things all the time. I did a moon shape the other day, which took forever and was a pain in the butt, but it was a nice thing to like try. I'm like, I did it. So, score for me.
Yeah. So how did you learn how to do this?
About a little over 2 years ago, I was working at Starbucks. I'd been a shift supervisor and a barista for about 7 years. And then I injured myself on the job and was on workman's comp for a while, but I was starting to lose my mind from not being able to do anything all day long. And I just started yoga classes, which was really helping maintain the chronic pain. And I'd had people who'd inspired me with this medium before, and I always wanted to learn how to do it. And I YouTubed a video on like basics, and I learned from there. Oh, I met a girl who lives in Australia who is my sensei. Her handle on Instagram is Precious Ruby, and she taught me everything with the one stipulation that if she taught me, I had to pass on my knowledge.
Wow.
So I've shared what I know with a handful of people, anyone who asks, and it's been great.
That's so cool. So you met someone online who lives in Australia, and she taught you over the internet how to do this?
Yep.
And technology is so cool.
Technology is great. It's really great. And at the time, there weren't a whole lot of people who were working with that medium, so it was kind of hard to find. And a lot of artists guard their secrets. Not a lot. I've heard of some people who don't want to share their knowledge. And not any specific names come to mind, but I want to. If somebody wants to create, let them create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it's all going to have different energy to it anyway. Because
it is. And if you like somebody's stuff, you're going to keep buying it, whether you make it or not, as long as it keeps, resonating with you. Mm-hmm. So, and I really love the Instagram community because there's so many artists who share step-by-step processes, and they want people to be informed on how they do it. And it's really great, the community there.
That's really cool. So you learned how to do this, and then you were like, hey, I'm going to launch a business. Is that kind of how it worked?
Yeah, basically, I already had a beading business on Etsy, but because I like crystals in any form, and it wasn't a big thing. And beading is a lot of it's actually more intricate and a lot more frustrating. And then it just turned into this. I always wanted to just work with the stones by themselves. So, yeah.
Okay. And how did you like go, okay, I'm going to make this business. I'm going to do it all online. Do you go out and do like fairs and stuff?
I mean, it was kind of easy to do the online stuff because I was already stuck at home anyway, you know, in constant pain. So it was just something to do since I'm already here. And I've been doing everything online, but I've had a few people reach out to me to give them some pieces to put in their stores. I met somebody at Michael's the other day, of all places, who does craft fairs all over the place, and he said he's been doing it for 4 years, and it's been his sole income, and he's doing great. And he's like, I'll share my secrets with you. So it looks like that might be something I'll be branching into.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah.
And I'm curious about the name of your business. Why did you pick Gems of Meliae?
Well, I've always loved Greek mythology, and when I was playing around with names for the business, I wanted to, you know, obviously include crystals, gemstones in the name, and I was thinking about how much I like nymphs and divas of nature from you know, Greek mythology, and I was looking. I don't even know how it came up, but I found this word for a nymph called Meliae, and they were nymphs of ash trees and the ocean. And my astrology is Cancer, so I'm very closely aligned with water, and then, you know, ash trees. Right. So it just kind of fit.
It was exactly perfect for you.
It was, yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I get that question a lot because it's definitely like people have never heard of Meliae before, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'd never heard of it before either, but it worked. So
right. Yeah. I had never heard of it before either. I mean, as you know, I thought that was your name.
I mean, wouldn't it be cool if it were? Like, that would be so ethereal. Like, I'd love that. No, it's fine.
Well, but it is your name and your sign combined into one. So
it is. Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any of your pieces besides the one you're wearing handy?
Oh, I have all of them.
Oh, do you share them with us?
Of course. Let me get them out. Is there a way to like flip the camera, or do I need to hold them up one by one by my face? Because I can do that.
I don't know. You might have to hold them up.
That's fine. I can do that.
What kind of camera are you using?
Just my normal phone.
Oh, well, you probably could turn it down. I don't know.
No, that just made me bigger. Whoops. All right, now I'm just gonna hold them up. So what colors are you interested in? Because I have a plethora of stones here.
Oh yeah, you do. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. Why don't you pick like, I don't know, 5 or something of your favorite and share?
Sure, I can do that. Let me take them out real quick. All right, I've got 5 here that I really enjoy, and I'll show them one by one if you'd like.
Cool.
Let me get a little closer into the light, because, yeah. Oh, all right.
Ooh.
Can you see that?
Yes.
That is seraphinite and rainbow moonstone.
Wow.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite. Seraphinite is chatoyant, which has like a shimmery effect in sunlight, but there is no sun, and I have a lamp. So probably not the best one to show, but it is one of my favorites. I love seraphinite's angelic contact and spirit guides. So, this one was from my update before last. This is a spirit quartz with an apex amethyst.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
So I like to joke, because I totally don't condone violence. I like to joke that I specialize in murder weapons / jewelry. Because a lot of the pieces I make are really big, and this one is pointy. Like, it's super pointy. It's a spirit quartz. Like, you could use it as like a flail if you really wanted to. But again, I don't condone violence. And
right. You know, in theory.
Yes, in theory. You know, if there's any ladies out there who need to, you know, defend themselves in, you know, bad cities or something. It's just, so that's one of my.
Now, is that pretty heavy?
I have made some very heavy ones. This one is not one of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Some of them are, this one is kind of heavy. This is I don't know if you've noticed, but I tend to really like this. You know what? Hold on. This is not working for me. Here we go. I love this kind of stone. It's called Apex Amethyst, and it's like a newer find of like, of amethyst, obviously, with like it's also called trapeach. It's just the way it forms with like the saturation in different shapes, which I really like. This is also a Super 7 crystal. So it's got 7 different minerals in it. Wow. And it's a really neat formation. So, you know, made that into that one's kind of heavy. But not, you know, terribly. Ooh, I like this one a lot. This is a scepter quartz with a red tourmaline. Oh,
I did not know there was red tourmaline.
I think there's one in every color.
Oh.
I think there is. I love tourmalines. And scepter quartzes are really cool because they direct energy towards where you need it to go. So it's one of my favorite quartz formations.
That's awesome.
And then this is probably my favorite that I have right now. It's super rare. I work with super rare stones a lot because I'm just drawn to unique stuff. This is a manifestation tabular quartz with a pink tourmaline in quartz.
That is so clear.
Yeah, well, I mean, clear quartz is great, but like, look at I don't know if you can see it, but the manifestation in there has crazy rainbows. I wish there was sunlight.
Yeah.
I wish there was sunlight. Oh, it's terrible.
That's okay.
But yeah, it's a neat combination.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
So those are some of my favorites that I have right now.
So when people order these from you, do they ask you or are your write-ups, do they all talk about the different properties the stones have?
Yes, I include in the descriptions on Etsy from my favorite books of what people have written about them, and then I write abbreviated versions and include them with the pieces because I want people to not have to look it up themselves or look up the listing. And I just think it's been one of the things I've gotten a lot of compliments on. People really appreciate having that knowledge right there. And I mean, I know I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have a bunch of books, so I might as well share the knowledge.
Right?
Yeah.
So does anybody ever contact you and say, hey, I'm looking for a piece for my wife, girlfriend, husband, whatever, and these are the properties I want it to have, and then you like help them pick out something that's appropriate?
Not as much online as I've had a couple people approach me in person about that, but a lot of times, it's a little harder to know what other people need, and what properties they want. My mom actually asked me, my lamp is having issues. My mom asked me, recently if I'd be able to make a piece for her friend who, has cancer and is stressed out. And she said, you know, this is what she wanted it to do. And I was like, I can do that. Cause when people ask for certain, it's raining. I think it's the power just kind of going off and on. When people can tell me what they want, a crystal just comes into my head and I can just figure out from there what I need to do. But it doesn't happen as much as people just wanting to buy whatever's there. But I like it when people ask me to do that because it lets me flex my intuitive abilities.
Yeah. Which is really cool. I mean, you're working so closely with these stones. It's like, I'm sure you know them and know their different energies.
It's weird because I know their energies better than I know what they actually do. And then I'll end up putting stones together and I realize that they complement each other perfectly, or even in opposite ways, but enough that it gives you what you need. Yeah. So it's really neat.
That's very cool. Awesome. So can you tell me how people can find you? Like, what's the best way for folks to search you out?
I do the majority of my, I guess, advertising on Instagram. It's so user friendly. It's like having an iPhone. It's great. It can be a bit of a pain in the butt though, because interactions are hard to get, and posting it can be difficult getting it consistently correct every single day. But I also use Facebook, and it's all under the same name, Gems of Meliae. And if you ever need to, talk to me there, I'm available there, or through Etsy. I try and be as available as possible.
Okay. So if somebody were to go to Etsy and look up Gems of Meliae, you would pop up?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will definitely include that for those of you watching. I will include like the spelling of that because it's not intuitive. Um,
It's
in
not,
the
no.
in the comments so that you'll definitely be able to find Ash and her beautiful creations. Yeah, so I just want to thank you again for spending some time with me today and
It's my pleasure.
yeah, and for sharing your beautiful creations. I mean, honestly, I wish we had like hours to go through every single one in that box because
There's a lot
like,
in there.
woo! So exciting.
I mean, I get excited just looking at them sometimes. I'm like, oh, there's so much going on here.
Yeah.
But, I really appreciate you, reaching out to me, including me in this. So.
Totally. Oh, I had one more question. If people
Sure.
purchase one of your pendants, do you include a chain or a cord or that kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I include a chain, and actually that's like the one customization I have available on my site is the Etsy thing has the drop down menu, and you can select a chain length, either no chain or through 16 to 30 is included.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and free shipping. Free shipping is always good too. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I know.
And one more question.
Oh.
So, because I'm part of the reason that I wanted to do this and to feature all these lovely women business owners is because, it is the holiday season coming up here, and, people tend to start flexing their money around a little more. So if people are looking to purchase stuff, is there a pretty quick turnaround time because stuff is already made?
Actually, yeah, fairly quick. I thought it would take a lot longer, but my general, not internationally, but in the continental US, it takes about 2 to 3 days for stuff to ship. It's kind of crazy how fast it is.
Okay, cool.
And I try to get pieces out next day or within a few days afterwards. So like a week tops, because I'm in school right now. And it's hard to find that balance with everything.
Yes.
But yeah, I try and keep it fast.
Okay, cool. And I mean, it is with the holiday season coming up, I'm sure as we get
you never know.
November,
And they tell you in like mid-November it's going to start getting dicey. I've had great luck so far. Never had any packages missing, or if they have been missing, they turn up. But it's just very, it's the holidays are they're crazy.
A little wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Great. There. Now I asked all my questions.
Sounds good.
Fabulous. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, but stay put for a sec so we can wrap things up.
Sure.
Wise women, thank you for joining us, and Ash, thanks for joining us here. And definitely check out Gems of Meliae and look below for the spelling. All right, take good care.